All righty, we are learning Yoma Daf Lamed Tes Amid Beis. About 5 lines down. We're talking about the miracles that occurred the first 40 years of the Beis HaMikdash. Shem HaTzadik was Mishiari Knesset Anshe Knesset Gedela. And the first 40 years there were Gavaldik Nisim that occurred in the Beis HaMikdash. And Misha Taraban Oisa Shana Shemeis, the year that he died, Shemei Shem HaTzadik, Amar Lahem. He said to them, B'shana zu hu meis, and now I'm going to die this year. Amar Lahem, minayin ata yedeh, how do you know that? Amar Lahem, he said to them, B'chol Yom Kippur, every Yom Kippur, Hayim izdamen li, zaken echad lavosh levanim v'otav levanim nichnasim v'yatsim. Every year, one old man, or zaken, one old person, zaken would be wearing white, and wrapped in white, and he'd come in with me, and he'd come out with me. And today, Nizdamli Zaken Echad Lava Shecharim. So in Nizdamli, it appeared to me a Zaken that was Lava Shecharim, that was wearing black, Va'ata Shecharim, and wrapped in black. Nichnasim, he came in with me, but did not go out with me. Achar HaRegel Chola, he got sick, Shivazem for 7 days, Umes, and died. The Nimnu Achiv HaKahanim L'Varach B'Shem, and from that time on, the Kahanim stopped using the Shem HaMeferish in Birchas Kahanim. They were concerned, Rashi says, that they weren't worthy to use the Shem HaMeferish in the regular Birchas Kahanim, but they still did. Now, we have a little problem because L'Chayra, you can't do the avoid of someone in the Beis HaKadosh Galashim. It says Adam. The pasuk says, so no one's allowed to be in the Oil Moed when he comes to Mechaber B'Kodesh. That's including Malachim. So what's going on over here? Now, that is a Yerushalmi. So the Yerushalmi asks this kasha. The Dirshu brings down. Veisha Ravo answered, "Shehazakin shenechos yatsi imay loy haya malach ala Kadosh Baruch Hu." It was a Kadosh Baruch Hu alein. Wow. Okay. Shema Tzadik was able to say what that means. Okay. Hachazeh zok de legemar vayt tan rabban. Arba'im shana kedem churban abayis. Mahalchain on its Erev Rosh Chodesh Av. It's Chof Ches Tammuz today. And we're learning about it's 3 weeks. We're learning about the Churban. Tanaban, Abraham Shana Kedem Churban Base. 40 years before the Churban Abayis. The girdle would not come up in the right hand. And the one that said Lashem would not come up on the right. And the red string would not turn white. The Nerav would not remain lit, meaning until then, sometimes it would, sometimes it wouldn't. The last 40 years, nothing doing. The doors of the Heichel would just open up. Screamed at the walls and says, Amrloi, why are you scaring yourself? I know that you know that you will be destroyed. Zechariah ben Edo, Pasach Levanin Dal Secha, Batechel Eish Ba'arzecha. Levanon, which is the Beis HaMikdash, open your doors, and a fire will consume you. I'm Rabbi Yitzchak ben Tablai. Lama Nikra Shemay Levanon. Why is the Beis HaMikdash called Levanon? Shemal ben Avnei so because it would whiten the sins of the Jewish people. The sin would be a stain like red, and this would whiten them. Why is the Beis HaMikdash referred to as a yar? Like the pasuk says, Beis Yar Halvanai. To say to you, my yar milav leiv, just like a forest, it sprouts, it gives forth flowers. The Beis HaMikdash should also be milav leiv. The Amar of Hoshia, Beshosha, Ban Beshan, Besan, Shalom, Melech, built the Beis HaMikdash, not by Kolminim, because he planted all types of wonderful things out of gold. But you might see in Paris' own name, and it was the right time in their season, they would this trees would produce fruit, and they'd v'kivan sha'aruch min hashavas. And when the wind would blow, hayunayishin b'yirzein, the pears would fall down. Shenemar yirash kalvanoin piryoi, yirash, make noise kalvanon piryoi mehen ha'isa parnas l'kun, and that's where the kahanim that were poor got rich. V'kivan shenichnasu avdei kachavim leichel, once the avdei goyim came into the heichel, yavshu, it dried up. Shenemar parach levanon umlo. V'aser HaKadosh Baruch Hu lachzir alon, HaKadosh Baruch Hu will bring it back. Shema parech tifrach v'togel, af gilas v'ranein. You will sprout again and be joyous. Kavod halavanon nasan la, and the kavod halavanon Hashem will give back to you. Okay. Back to the avodah nasan al shneas irim. So he put these two lados on the two goats. Tanu rabbanon eser pa'am maskir kain gadol es Hashem Bay bayayim 10 times the Kohen Gadol would be masked the Shem HaMeferish. What are the 10? Shalosh b'videi rishon. He would say Ana Hashem, Ana b'Hashem, and then Ki bayayim hazeh chaper lechem ta'arazchem ta'arazchem afnei Hashem titaru. Those are the 3 times in his vidui, on his par, and then Shalosh b'videi sheni. Then he would do the vidui again for all the kahanim. When he would send out the Seir Mishlech, he would say it again 3 times. And then when he would put the girl of Lashem, he would say the Shem Meferish. For Amar Hashem Nishma, for Amar Hashem, he would say Hashem's name, V'nishma Kalbi Yerichai, and his voice was heard in Yerichai. Oh, Amar Avachan Mishalayim Yerichai, Asar Parsais. From Mishalayim till Yerichai is 10 parsa. Now, I'm not sure how that measurement works out, because a parsa is 4 mil, and 1 mil is 2,000 amas, which would mean 4 mil is 8,000 amas, and 10 parsa would be 80,000 amas, which is 120,000 feet, which is a lot of miles. 120,000 a mile is be'erech 5,000 feet. Be'erech 120 divided by 5, that's about 24,000 miles. That's not going to work. So I'm not exactly sure, unless I'm messing something up here. I don't know. It's 120,000. It's 80,000 amas. Am I wrong with that? If 1 mil is 2,000 amas, 4 mil is 8,000 amas, and then we need 10 of those is 80,000. 80,000 amas is very far. I don't know how that works. Okay. You can go, maybe it went like around the world. Maybe that's what it means. Went around the whole world. I didn't see anybody, I didn't look around that much, but here in this Dirshu version, I don't have, it didn't mention anything. Okay. Says the Gemara, so Asar Parsais. V'tzir daltes ha'hechel, the hinge on the door of the hechel, nishma b'shmei tchumi, would be heard 8 tchum, which is 2 parsa. The Izim should be Yerichai, Hayumis Ashtos. The goats in Yerichai would sneeze, Merechak Teres. Nashim Shibrichai, the women in Yerichai, and in Chichas Basim, they don't have to put on perfume, Merechak Teres. Kala Shibushalayim, even a Kala in Yerushalayim in the Tzrichel is Kashit Merechak Teres. I guess a Kala would put, I guess that was the minute. That's what we get the minute for Kalas, where lots of be miskashet, it wore more perfume, like more than everybody else. Okay, I'm Rabbi Yosef ben Deil Goy. Izim hayu la'aba b'hari michmar. My father had goats in michmar. V'hayu misashes merachak teres, and they would sneeze from the teres. I'm Rabbi Chia Baravan. I'm Rabbi Yeshua ben Karcha. Sachli zaken echad. One zaken told me, Pamachas alachli l'Shilo. I went to Shiloh. V'hirachti reach keteres miben kasla, and I smelled the keteres in the walls from back in the day when the Mishkan was in Shiloh. Amar Rabbi Yanai, Aliyas Geirel mitech klapi kalpi ma'akeves hanocha einu akeves. Okay, now we get into Salam this year. Maybe I say like this: Aliyah's girl mitech kalpi, taking the girl out of the kalpi is ma'akev. Means if you didn't do that, you got to do it again. It's ma'akev. Hanocha, but putting it down on the seir is not ma'akev. That's Rabbi Yanai's opinion. Rabbi Yochanan Amar, af aliyah in ma'akeves. Even the aliyah, taking it out, is not ma'akev, which l'chayr would mean that the girl is just a mitzvah. The girl itself is not ma'akev. Machlekes Rabbi Yochanan and Rabbi Yanai. Rabbi Yochanan sounds like Rabbi Yanai says the girl is ma'akev. Rabbi Yochanan says the girl is not ma'akev. Ali, but the Rabbi Yehuda, the Amar Dvar Manasim, the big day loving me bachutz loy ma'akev. So now we have a machlekes. Rashi brings us here. In machlekes that's going to be later on in Parakite Siulai. Take a look at the Rashi right in the middle of the page. The Parakite Siulai. Pligi Rabbi Yehuda of Rabbi Nechemia. Machlekes Rabbi Yehuda and Rabbi Nechemia. Imshina beseder avodas lahaktem asamocher. If you did something that was supposed to be later earlier, is that going to be an issue? All avodas that were done in Big Day 11 are ma'akev. Their order is ma'akev. Because the pasuk says the word chlik. The chuka de ksiva b'nyan the achrimais alay ksiva is referring to these avodas. Rabbi Yehuda Aimer like ksiva chuka ela b'dvar hanasim b'Big Day 11 mi b'fnim. The word chuka is only referring to the avodas that are done on the Big 11 inside the Kodesh HaKadoshim. Hilkach hagrala she ein nasis mi b'fnim. The girl that was not done b'fnim, it's only done mi b'chutz. According to Rabbi Yehuda, advar mishenasim b'chutz like ksiva chuka. There's no chuka, and therefore it is not going to be ma'akev. So the Gemara says that that's the machlekes of Yehuda and Reb Nechemia, whether things that are done in Big Day 11 that are not done with Lifnim, are they ma'akev? So let's go like this. Rabbi Ali with Rabbi Yehuda the Amma. According to Rabbi Yehuda, it says, Dvar manasim Big Day 11 mi b'chutz. Things that were done in Big Day 11 outside the Kodesh HaKadoshim. Loi ma'akvi, not ma'akev. So Kuli Alma, everybody agrees. Kuli Alma loi pligi. Loi ma'akva. So then everyone's going to have to agree here, Rabbi Yanai and Rabbi Yochanan, that nothing about the girl is ma'akev. He pligi, their machlekes could only be Aliyah with Rabbi Nechemia. Man da Amr ma'akva, Rabbi Nechemia. One who says that it's ma'akev was like Rabbi Nechemia. Man da Amr loi ma'akva. One who says it's not ma'akev, hanim avoida. He holds that's only on something which is considered an avoida, but like maybe the shchita or the smicha. But hagrola lav avoidi, that wouldn't be considered an avoida, and that's why it wouldn't be ma'akev. That's one way to go about it. Ikida Amri, others say it a different way. Ali with Rabbi Nechemia, the Amr ma'akva, kuli amalei pligi the ma'akva. According to Rabbi Nechemia, who says that any avodah that's done by the Kohen Gadol and his Big Day 11, even if it's b'chutz, is ma'akev, so the girl is ma'akev. Ki pligi Ali with Rabbi Yehuda. The machlekes is according to Rabbi Yehuda. Man da Amr loi ma'akva, the one who says it's not ma'akev is like Rabbi Yehuda, because it's in Big Day 11 and it's b'chutz. Man da Amr ma'akva says shani hacha the tana beikra. The Torah repeats words. It says Asher Ola Trezimni. And since the Torah repeats it to make it ma'akev.
Oh, I just put it on the floor in the washing machine. I thought I was wash it.